Because look, this is what I'm getting out from the club dressing room at the moment in relation to backing of manager. And it's nice to see Harry Maguire coming out and backing the manager on that and saying that it was a tactical switch, it was a risk, but it worked. And when we do that, we tend to do better. I think circumstances have prevented us doing that. But there is, some good news as well. Not just Maguire. Bruno played well for Portugal last night as well. Look at the team that Portugal have got. Look at the team Man United have got. I don't think it's a coincidence. And they were up against Sweden that aren't bad. Look, international football's bad. But what I'm trying to say is if you put Bruno Fernandes, and let me just read this out for you. So Portugal, Sweden. Let's have a look at that result last night. So Portugal against Sweden last night. Lineup for Portugal, 5-2 it finished. Goals for the Sporting Lisbon striker, I can't remember his name. Bruno got a goal. I think he also got an assist as well. But look at the Portuguese. I mean, look, it's not a bad Sweden side. Alanga, Isaac, Kulusevski, Lindelof, they all played. The lad from Sporting Lisbon, I can't remember his name. But look at this Portugal front six. Nunez, Palhinha, Bruno, Ramos, Bernardo Silva, Leao. He's also got Diaz, Pepe, Semedo, Mendes. It's just a better balanced team. And this is what I'm trying to say about Bruno Fernandes. People want to sell him. I think if you put Bruno Fernandes in a team that's got players that are around his level or even better, and he's not the focal point, I think he'll become a better player. And it's not rocket science. Put a decent player in a team with more decent players, and they become a better player. Simple as that. Look, this is what we've got coming out of the club at the moment. This is what we're talking about. Players backing Ten Hag. So look, there's a real, contrary to what the press are trying to push, contrary to what, silly names get linked to Manchester United and this nonsense that United players are knocking on the door of Ineos saying, get this manager. It's actually not happening. There's a real buzz around that Man United squad at the moment. A real excitement. Like there's a lot of players have got international duty with a smile on their face. They're looking forward to coming back. As we spoke about on last night's show about Ineos' stance on the manager, I'm not going to read back into that, but go and watch it. But this is the player side at the moment. So there's a real buzz around the squad at the moment for a multitude of reasons. Primarily because some of them have got the Euros to come in the summer. So they really are looking forward to it. International break, coming back, that little window between now and the summer. Momentum, a lot of players really excited about the Euros and want to take momentum in the next few weeks into the summer. So that bodes well for the Maguires, for the Delots, for the Rasmuses, the Brunos, the Rashfords. There's so many players, and there's a Copa America as well for the likes of Martinez and Casemiro. So there's a lot of players that are very excited about the summer, and they want a strong season end to get their momentum going into that tournament, because a lot of them like playing international football. So that's number one. Number two, there's a real buzz around the squad at the moment because that win against Liverpool has given the team camaraderie, togetherness, but also belief. And on top of that, it's an FA Cup semi-final where we are strong favourites, which means we're going to get the shot at a trophy, which is exciting to a lot of these players. A lot of these players are young. A lot of these players haven't won trophies with Manchester United. It's Rasmus's first season. He'd love to win a trophy in his first season. You've got Garnacho. You've got Mainu. And look, the older players would love to have a trophy to play for. So there's a real buzz around that as well, to be able to come back from the international break with the opportunity to get to an FA Cup final and play for a trophy after what has been a difficult season for all of them. Some have been injured, some have been criticised. So there's a real optimism around that as well. On top of that, there's a real optimism because they know that Martinez and Casemiro are going to be back after the international break. You speak to somebody, I think Rasmus said it actually in the interview we did, or maybe he said it in a different interview. Maybe he said it off the record actually, but it doesn't really matter. He basically said, about Martinez, with Martinez in the team, it changes the way the whole team plays. So with Martinez back, it's a real psychological boost to that whole team because he changes the way we can play. The way we play out from the back, how high the defensive line is. Martinez is fundamental to the way the United want to play. So that's a real buzz for the players to know that Martinez and Casemiro are going to be back for the Brentford game. Now, we've already got a buzz from the Liverpool game. You could almost pick a team from the Liverpool game and not have Martinez and Casemiro back. But knowing that they're back, added to that buzz, 3 games in a week, there's a real excitement and buzz in the squad to go and, capitalise on that. On Casemiro, the injury is obviously an injury, but there is no expectation that he won't be back for Brentford. Literally, Casemiro is rumoured to have found the injury himself that United missed on, so it's minor. The rest is expected he'll be back. So Martinez and Casemiro back. And of course, the other potential issue in the team is left back. But as we saw against Liverpool, with Wan-Bissaka back, it gives balance to the back four, having Wan-Bissaka and Dalot. So realistically, there's a real buzz in the team for numerous reasons, but also because they feel that when they come back from the international break, not only have they got FA Cup semi-finals, the Euros for some of them, Casemiro and Martinez are back, but really the team that they can put out is going to be a lot more balanced than the last month or so, because you can have 2 fullbacks now. You can have a higher line defensive setup. You have got depth in the midfield with Casemiro back, Mainu, there's options in there. Rasmus is fit. So there's a lot to be excited about for these players. Now, obviously, I'm not going to say that a pin can't pop that bubble, because we could play against Brentford and get a couple of injuries. Touch wood, we won't, but that's the sort of season we've had. But there is a real buzz around it. So look, just be very careful about what you read about the negativity around Manchester United. Ineos are very, very, as I said last night, the update around Ineos and Ten Hag is very positive. And within the playing squad, be careful what you read about. People are really excited, Who's going to be negative in that United team at the moment? Marcus Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, they're both players that have had a lot of criticism this season, but they both want to play in the Euros. They've got a massive, massive incentive to play well between the end of the season. Plus, they care about Manchester United. There are so many other players in that position. Harry Maguire's in that position. Casemiro, Martinez want to go in the Copa America. So they've got their international careers to get momentum for, but fundamentally, there's a lot to play for Manchester United. And what I was told as well is, look, the FA Cup's a real carrot. The FA Cup final would be difficult if it was Man City, but it's there and it's an option. And they really want to right the wrong of last season. But they've not given up on top 5. That first week back against Brentford, Chelsea and Liverpool, they know that's in their hands. If they can go and get 3 good results, then they're right on the coattails of Villa and Spurs and ready to pounce. So there's a real buzz around United at the moment, and I think it's important to acknowledge that, because I think people are trying to build this negativity. We've just beaten Liverpool. We've got a lot of players coming back. There's a lot of players who it's in their best interests to be playing well between now and the end of the season. Goldbridge, that's the end of the clip. I'm sure you enjoyed it. In fact, I bet that's the best clip you've ever watched. So there's no reason not to subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so you never miss a clip again. In fact, smash a like on the video, because we all know only legends like videos, and you are all legends. So please smash a like on the video, and we will see you again on the next one. Thank you very much for watching, as always.